Intelligence Analyst worked at Fort Mantooth, Arizona in 1992. Chief Mantooth's enlisted assignments in the intelligence field included the 123rd Aviation Regiment, Fort Ord, California, 227th Maintenance Battalion, Yongsan Army Garrison, Korea, 201st Military Intelligence Brigade, Fort Lewis, Washington, and the 902nd Military Intelligence Group, Fort Meade, Maryland. In 2000, he transitioned to warrant officer and continued in service with assignments in the 32nd Army Air and Missile Defense Command, Fort Bliss, Texas, the 532nd Military Intelligence Battalion, Camp Humphreys, Korea, 25th Infantry Division Headquarters, Schofield Barracks, with deployment to Iraq, Hawaii, and finally serving with the 94th Army Air and Missile Defense Command. In all, Chief Mantooth has served in 8 units, held 10 jobs, received 30 awards, commendations, and decorations, and devoted 21 years of his life to the Army and our country. All of this he has done with exceptional spirit, pride, and leadership. Chief Mantooth came to the 94th in August 2008, and during his time with us has become an institution in the knowledge of Pacific Theater ballistic missile threat. Never shied from work or leading the charge when required, he has consistently conducted real-world intelligence analysis, produced real-world op-plan products, and written assessments that are influencing theater commanders and winning praise at the national intelligence agencies. Yes, the G2 section's come a long way, and you, Chief Mantooth, were a large part of its rise. Never far from his side for those 21 years has been Sandra, his wife. She has understood, supported, and encouraged Rob in all he has done. In Rob's own words, she has put up with my crap so many times. It must be my good looks. Officiating today's ceremony is Major General Roger Matthews, Deputy Commander, USRPAC. General Matthews will now provide opening remarks.
Hey, you everybody hear me okay? There's a lot of old familiar faces here. I thought a little bit about this. I have some history with this gentleman, as we all do in the form of air missile defense, kind of small, so we all fight in the same foxhole over and over again. And that's the great thing about being a soldier, and that's the great thing about being an air missile defense. I had the opportunity in serving in the 32nd and the 94th with the Chiefs. And you all, how many of you are intel folks raise your hand? Okay, everybody put their hands up. Everybody put their hands up. Everybody put their hands up. We are all in that line of work. Everything we do is based off, everything that happens at USRPAC, United States Army, is based off of intelligence. It is the critical enabler for everything we do. If we're not focused on the enemy, then we're focused somewhere else. And that's not what we need to be doing with the limited amount of assets we have. So it was my pleasure to serve with him and see what he brought to the team on multiple occasions. And as in most Army families, Sandra was carrying 51% of the load. Cool? You know, we all know how that is, and everything you've done with SRGs and allowing him to be who he is, we can't thank you enough. We're going to try to stab at it a little bit here tonight, but we can't accomplish it. We can't say thank you. But for the Chief, it goes back to setting the conditions for what the 94th does day in and day out, and you all know what that's like. If you look at his past, you heard a little bit about it. Everything with the years of service he has, the senior levels of responsibility, he's an Army soldier. Look at all the installations from Fort Huachuca, starting back in 1991, all the way here to today. Fort Meade, the 7th Infantry Division, 25th Infantry Division, to Korea. All the assignments he's had, let alone stateside assignments. It's your story that he's telling. And for those of you that are in the formation that are new, you'll be having this story. I look back, and I know for many of you, I sit here thinking today, what was it like to be in the Army? Remember getting your first TA-50? Remember standing in that long line? And that smell that every place they've got TA-50 sort of smells like campus or some sort of smell. Remember the stuff that never sort of fits right? Remember the stuff that you never got, that you thought you got, that you ended up paying for a little bit later? Remember laying that out for your non-commissioned officer? Having that all dressed, never being right exactly where you are, where you need it to be? really got paid for what you get from the Army, you'd be making $300,000 a year. Remember all those things? The P-38 to open up. How many of you ever saw a sea ration can? Yeah, now you all are old farts. But that's what's great about the Army. The things that you sit back, and I pulled off the net, I was going to read here, what is it great to be in the Army? And you know, looking at this day in question, and it just is, you know, it just floods back memories to me. For those of you that right now you got an inbox, you got a computer waiting, you're going to get off and go do your stuff. But this is a momentous day. You're going to move on to something very different. This journey for you, I mean, we're moving on. We're checking the block. You know, just like a good soldier, we're getting the mission done, and then we're carrying on. And it's a momentous day. There's no way we can ever thank you enough for what you've accomplished. I mean, day in and day out, all the lives that you've influenced. And you know what? It pays off later as you become older. You sit down and you look back, the things you're most proud of will be all those soldiers that are standing in formations that have been with you in the past and are standing in this your last formation. So your last formation. So at the end of the day, if you've really earned your spurs, you sit back and you look, and I know that's what you're thinking about. Is the Army better for me? I think it's here in some way. And in your case, it's been absolutely better in a whole lot. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Let's give this family a round of applause.
We will now begin retirement proceedings with the presentation of Chief Mantooth's Retirement Award, the Legion of Merit. Attention order. All who shall see these president's greeting. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America has awarded the Legion of Merit to Chief Warrant Officer 4, Robert D. Mantooth, for exceptional meritorious service from 1 October 2002 to 30 September 2012 while serving in various positions of increasing responsibility, culminating as a D2 Strategic Plan Senior Intelligence Analyst for the 94th Army Air and Missile Defense Command. Chief Warrant Officer 4 Mantooth's leadership, professionalism, devotion to duty ensure the success of numerous Army and joint organizations through a period of high operational tempo. His vision fostered mission accomplishment and unprecedented transformation of all the units he supported and served. Upon retirement, Chief Warrant Officer 4 Mantooth's honorable and distinguished contribution